Sunrisers, I'm Dr. Jansen, and I have with me Dr. Emerson here, and this sweet baby is Zap. Zap is a 9-year-old domestic short hair. Zap came to us several months ago for what we thought was just going to be a simple upper respiratory infection. Treated her with some steroids, some antibiotics, and she just never recovered. So we decided to take some x-rays. She was having nasty discharge coming out of her nose. She was sneezing excessively. You could hear her breathing every time she took in a breath. And so when we took the x-rays, we actually found a large mass-like structure up in her sinus cavity in her skull, and we'll show you those pictures of those x-rays as well. What we opted to do, we actually have a new nasal scope here that we're able to use in pets. It's very, very small. It's minimally invasive. We do put them under anesthesia for it so they're not awake, they don't feel any pain, and we're actually able to go into the nose with a small camera and take a look around. And what we actually found in Zap's nose is what we call a polyp, or a nasopharyngeal polyp that can be very common in cats. And this was the inciting cause for all of the inflammation in Zap's sinus cavity. So it's causing everything to be really red, very swollen, causing a lot of mucus discharge. We were able to flush out her sinuses, and we were actually able to physically remove that polyp. Once we did that, her breathing actually got significantly better. We cultured her nose and found out that she did also have a secondary infection because of that polyp that was there. We have her on antibiotics now, and we can't even hear her breathing anymore. I was just talking to her mom this morning about that. The discharge is less, she's sneezing less, and overall she's just a much happier cat. Without the nasal scope, we actually wouldn't have been able to figure out exactly what was going on, and we've done several of these now where we've found masses or abnormalities in the sinus cavity from trauma, various things like that we're able to actually go in and see. So we'll actually show you how this scope works. So of course your pet is under anesthesia when we do this, and this is what we did with her. And we basically, she's in a position this way. We're having this like the nasal cavity, and we take the scope into the nasal cavity, and we actually have a camera behind us. And of course we turn the lights off where we can see exactly what is in the nasal cavity. So let's say I'm advancing into the nasal cavity and I'm right here and there maybe is a polyp. We actually have an instrument we can go in and try to pull the polyp out, or at least get a sample of the polyp to see if it's cancerous or not. And most practices do not have this type of scoping systems, but like I said, we have this one and we have a smaller one and we have another one we can do in ears now. But it's a very safe procedure. We've actually done it several times since I got the new scope. And like I said, it made her life so much better. I mean, she was just constantly sneezing, nasal discharge. So if you have a pet at home that you notice is always stopped up or maybe has some blood coming out of the sinus cavity, please make that call. I mean, it really will change the life of your pet, and your pet will thank you.
WCBI Animal Health with Dr. Emerson was brought to you by Emerson Animal Hospital in West Point.